These homemade panini breads are so tasty and so soft. When grilled turns to so crispy that you'll have to pinch yourself to believe that these are made at home. A panino or panini is an Italian bread which literally translates to small bread. Basically, these are sandwich breads which are sliced horizontally, filled with one's favorite filling, and then grilled to get the perfect crispy crust. Usually served warm, these sandwich breads are a class apart. The first and foremost thing that we need to make is prepare the BIGA, made using just flour and yeast. This is nothing, basically just a pre-ferment or a starter culture, you may say it. So that's what it is. The BIGA not only helps to enhance the flavor, but its most important job is to increase the enzyme activity of the dough. So to prepare this BIGA, I have taken in some flour and yeast in my bowl, and then I'll add in a little water at a time to combine it into a dough, just like the way we make a regular chapati atta. The main thing to note here is that you just need to combine everything together until it comes together as a dough. There is absolutely no need to knead the dough. Just kidding. Anyways, so just combine everything into a dough, that's it. Oil your bowl little bit, with just a little bit of oil, and then transfer the dough to it, cling wrap and let it ferment overnight or for a minimum of 8 hours. To make the panini bread dough, we would need 500 grams of all-purpose flour or maida, 10 grams of salt, and then 10 grams of honey, which acts as a sweetener. Along with that, 25 grams of olive oil. Transfer it to the bowl of your stand mixer. Of course, you could have measured everything in it straight away, but then I just wanted to show each and every ingredient to you guys and did it separately. So now to make it into a dough, we would need some liquid, for which we'll be using 300 ml of water, and to that I'll be adding 12 grams of yeast. Give it a stir so that the yeast dissolves, and then add it to your stand mixer, to the bowl of your stand mixer. Since I am using an instant variety yeast, there is no need for me to activate it, but if you are using any other kind, then make sure to activate your yeast first before adding it into your dough. Using a paddle attachment, knead the dough for around 8 minutes until it comes together, leaves the sides of the bowl, and is soft and pliable. Oops! I almost forgot to add the biga that we prepared the previous night. Oh my gosh, you guys do not do the mistake. Add your biga along with your other ingredients, that is the flour, salt, yeast, etc. Look how stretchy our biga is. The yeast has done its job and it is well fermented. The purpose of adding biga, as I mentioned earlier also, is just to increase the yeast activity of the dough, and also it enhances the flavor of our final product. So knead everything for around 8 minutes. After 8 minutes, add in the sun-dried tomato. This is around 50 grams. It's an optional ingredient. If you do not have it or you do not find it easily in your part of the world, then skip it, but it definitely enhances the flavor of your panini bread and gives it that perfect bakery kind of taste. So do not overmix it or else it will release the oil and the texture of the dough will be disturbed. So just mix it for around 30 seconds until it is incorporated. So before transferring the dough for first proofing, just oil the bowl and mix it all around. And that is how soft our dough is. Unlike the pita breads, these are not tacky. It's a really soft dough. You can easily push and pull back your finger from the dough. So transfer your dough to the oiled bowl. Give it a mix so that the oil coats the entire surface of the dough and it doesn't dry out. Cover it and let it proof for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, just take out your dough onto the worktop and then scale and divide it into 100 grams roundels. With 100 grams, you will get 12 roundels, which means that you will make 12 panini breads out of this dough. Taking out each piece, just tuck the sides underneath to get a smooth surface on top, and then just like the way we did with our ladi pav or dinner rolls, if you haven't checked that video, definitely check, it's a useful one. Using your fingers and thumb, just push and roll, so that you get a smooth surface and a perfectly rounded ball. Put it back and then shape each and every roundel in the similar way, making a perfectly smooth and round balls. So at start it may seem intimidating, but as you go on you can do it with both the hands. Trust me, it is that easy. So once rounded, just take each ball, flatten it out like so, and then take one edge, overlap and bring it to the center, push to seal. Similarly, take the bottom portion, place it on top of it and then push to seal the edges. This shape is called torpedo in culinary terms. So make sure that the seal is tight or else it will come apart while baking. And then roll your torpedo such that you get two narrow ends and one broader center. Put it back and similarly shape all the other roundels. Let me show it to you one more time. So flatten it out, pull one end and place it in the center, press down to seal the edges. Take the bottom portion, put it on top of that and then press it once more to seal it perfectly. This seal should be tight enough so that it doesn't come apart while baking. And then roll it to give a torpedo shape, that is two narrow ends and one broad center. I agree that it looks like a lot of steps, that is scaling the dough and then giving it a round shape, then torpedo shape, and also since I am showing it to you in a step-by-step format, it looks even more time consuming. But trust me, once you actually do it, it is not difficult at all. Just few simple steps to make your own bakery style homemade panini bread. So then take each torpedo, roll it to give it an oval shape. The size of the dough is approximately equal to the size of my palm, if you can see. So all you have to do is simply roll your dough to get a rectangle shape, just like the way you can see it here in the video, and then place it on a baking tray that has been pre-lined with a parchment paper. Time for second proofing, which is not long, just 10 to 15 minutes. So roll each dough and then let it proof for around 10 to 12 minutes. After the second proofing, simply bake it in a preheated oven of 160 degrees Celsius for around 14 to 18 minutes or until the bottom of the bread sounds hollow. Do not panic if your bread looks paler in color, that is how it is supposed to look. It will get its golden color and a nice crust once it is grilled under the panini maker or panini press. So to serve it, we will slice in some mozzarella cheese, or you can use any favorite cheese of yours. Once your bread is completely cooled, just divide it in between. That is, we'll have to sandwich the filling for the same in that way, but do not slice it completely. Look at the texture, so beautiful, right? I'm applying in some basil pesto, and on top of it placing in some sliced onions, tomatoes, bell peppers. Of course, the filling choice is totally up to you. You can use whatever you like or you prefer in your sandwiches. And then simply grill it in a sandwich maker. Of course, I do not own a panini press or a panini maker, but trust me, it turns out so beautifully well even in a sandwich maker. It is one of the softest bread that you will ever bake. Really, trust me on this. And then once grilled, it becomes so crispy and so tasty. You will have to pinch yourself to believe that it's an homemade panini bread. We absolutely love this sandwich bread, and if you liked watching it, then definitely hit that like button. Share it with your friends and family who love making their own homemade breads. I'll see you then with another recipe. But yeah, before that, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss out on any amazing and yummy recipes that I share. So I'll see you soon. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye bye.